what's up, what's good? It's your boy, the key. Yes, I'm so happy to be in your faces. Again, like I will tell you, it's Monday morning. Hope you guys are making today what and you guys are making today count. Anyways, come to say big thanks to our fans. We love you, we appreciate you, and we are never going to take you guys for granted. Straight up to the news today, we'll begin with Chinko Ekun. At the point, this guy was signed YBNL, or at that time, one of the people that started up the record label Olamide. Then we had Chinko Ekun, we had Adekule Gold, we had Lil Kersh at the time, and then they were doing good for themselves when it all started and all of that. We saw Chinko Ekun lately where he had this new song he called it Home Alone, an amazing one. People are vibing to that one and everything. For Chinko Ekun, you know, from like since he left, since YBNL days, you know, this guy has fire. You know, the guy has fire in his bones, and he wanted to explore and make everybody know what stuff is made of. Moving on, we saw just yesterday one funny video. Should I call it funny? Yeah, but a video actually circulated right on the internet where it was in Pastor Bolaji Ido's church, and then from nowhere, people has a question or thereabout, but then he actually came out to speak about, to say more like a testimony on how he went from grace to grass and all of that. In his words, he actually came out saying it was in a record label, and he actually enjoyed everything. He said then, like, he had like enough money, he was booked up for shows, was booked up for political appointment, like it was just everywhere. In his way, he said before I even woke up in the morning, like he has like appointments, like shows, bookings waiting for him and everything. He said he had enough money, and then things went like from good to bad, and he had issues with the record label. And then the record label kicked him out of the house. They took the car they gave him. And then I said at that point, he actually left the apartment, he left the house they gave him, and then he couldn't go back to where he was coming from, like the mainland, because status has changed. And then it was going to be more depressing for him going back to where we already saw him as a star and everything. So he said he went to squat in his friend's house in the island, actually at Loma's house. And that's talking about Davido's former PE and everything. He said it was in Loma's house squatting at the time, and then he said the house was facing a beachfront and everything. And then he spoke about how he actually wanted to go kill himself at some point at the beach. And then he said one of those days he came out, and then he actually challenged God, saying he has never bowed down to another God yet. And then he's saying if God actually would not intervene, or if God will not do something, that he's going to bow down to another God, and it will all be on God according to him at the time. And then he said a few months from then, he recorded the song, everything started coming back small. He got an apartment back, all of that. And then he said, this was like the funniest one and everything. It was like, say, the car he took from me when he left the record label, he told himself he was going to buy that same car. And then he said, according to him, he said, thank God, because he is driving that car now. And you know, after this interview and everything, everybody was like, oh, like everybody, you could see everybody calling Olamide on now and saying, Olamide, why? Because everybody knew he was signed to Olamide and everything. But then little people know that Chinko Ekun actually left Olamide YBNL in 2016, and then when he even sang Able God, he was not even in YBNL. I'm sure you're surprised about that. Yeah, it was with Dekniyo at the time and everything. So whatever I was talking about, he actually was talking about Dekniyo record label, not talking about YBNL. But for Chinko Ekun, people were asking, people that really know were like, why did he not mention the record label? Now, people actually thought he was talking about Olamide, and then they were dragging Olamide for all he said. But what they of note, he actually wasn't talking about Olamide. He was talking about the Dekniyo's record deal and everything. So, but if you know that, like, people actually know, like, okay, why were you not talking? Because this actually brought Olamide to the light, and people really came out dragging Olamide, saying Olamide was not fair. Because recently we saw the Lighter Olamide conversation where Lighter also came out talking about Olamide. At the same time, we saw where Timmy Ovasa talked about Olamide. So it was more like, why is Olamide always in light for all of this? But then good enough to know. I mean, good to know that Olamide is not the person we're talking about for Chinko Ekun, talking about Dekniyo. Moving on from this one, we have Ruga on this one. Amazing guy, the red flag crooner. I like to say, we saw where he came out saying, I'm a billion reasons why we can't walk, baby. Then he said, I'm a red flag. He came out at the point talking about saying after the old Davido and the fine thingy, and then he said he was going to postpone his album, and he said the team will come out with a date as soon as they are fixed on that. Ruga actually came out saying, in his words, said, I'm sorry for letting you guys listen to so much noise this week. Please forgive me. Red flag drop November 15 with visuals. Thank you. Now, this got like a lot of people talking because just when he said this, Mavis just dropped on Damo, and then Tiwa Savage came out with Loaded. So, are you calling those songs noise? Because this was the song buzzing at the time. And then he's saying for him, he said you guys have been listening to noise and all of that. Ruga actually didn't care about that because he came out again saying, on his Instagram page, he said, just because of all the unnecessary noise I let you all listen to last week, I've decided to clean your ears with 2 songs instead, Ashwaju and Red Flags. Both songs will drop 2 p.m. West African time tomorrow, 15th November, plus visuals for Red Flag and everything. So for Ruga, obviously, he didn't really care about what people thought about what he said at the time and everything. Moving on to the last kind of news, we have Burna Boy Odogu for a reason. We saw where yesterday where he got that one for himself, where he won the MTV EMA award for the best African act for that one. And people came out saying congratulations Burna Boy on that one. Moving on, we saw where he got nominated again. He got nominated for the Mobo Award. Yeah, this one is kind of tighter because he's in the same category with likes of Beyonce, Chris Brown, Drake, Jack Harlow, Jasmine, Kendrick Lamar, Skillreg, Summer Walker, and Thames on that one. 2 African artists on that one. 2 Nigerian artists on that one, not just African, but Nigerians. But then in tighter one with Drake, Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Chris Brown. How will this one pan out? Do you think Burna Boy will win this one? Let me see your thoughts on that one if you think he's going to pull this one out. Anyway, so news of the day, we saw Burna Boy actually come now to reach Bukayo Saka. Apparently, he has come out to say he's a Nigerian, but then whatever happens to his name, you know, the media, the English guys has a way to change his name anyways. But he plays for England England national team at the moment, Arsenal player, doing one of the most important players for the Arsenal squad at the moment, doing good for himself. And then Saka came out saying, my childhood dream to play in the World Cup has come true. Qatar 2022, let's go. And then Burna Boy came out saying, at Bukayo Saka 87, good luck at the World Cup. Obviously, we know Nigerians are not going to the World Cup at the time because of one or two reasons, but yeah, England is going there, and Burna Boy is saying he's putting all this weight behind Bukayo Saka on that one. Obviously, maybe some person are saying because Bukayo Saka played the song or thereabout, but yeah, he has come out to say, I'm putting my weight behind this person and I want him to succeed at the World Cup. Guys, talking about the World Cup, who do you think will win the World Cup? Let me see your thoughts on that one, and then I'll catch you guys on the very, very next one. It's your boy Taki. Stay safe and remember, be careful.